Good evening, everyone, and happy Friday. We finally made it to the weekend. We have some big high school playoff games tonight and tomorrow with teams such as Negaunee, Iron Mountain, and Marquette still playing. With those games coming up, let's get into some keys on how each of them can come away with the win. First up, Negaunee has to establish their run game early. When the Miners are able to move the ball and control time of possession, they are hard to stop. And if they're able to stick to their game and keep Calumet and their offense off the field and limit the amount of possessions the Copper Kings will have, well, then they're going to make this a tight game all the way to the end. And rematches always have a little bit of an edge to them, and this one will be no different, and I'm excited to see what the outcome will be. And up next, between Iron Mountain and Bark River Harris, it's a good old-fashioned battle in the trenches. Iron Mountain has only played in 2 games, but in their game against Gwynn, the Mountaineers combined for over 300 yards on the ground with their rushing attack. Those big guys up front have to open up the holes for their running back if they want to continue their dominance and get that 3rd win. And on Bark River Harris's side, their D-line was dominant against West Iron County, constantly getting penetration and getting into the backfield. So whichever line is able to establish themselves early is key to the outcome of this game. And finally, the Redmen have to let quarterback Austin Riddle take over the game. The junior quarterback has been impressive all season long with his accurate throws and his improvisation. If Riddle can get hot early for Marquette, then maybe they can get to a shootout and get the sting of last year's playoff loss to rest finally. And up next in college hockey news, the WCHA Commissioner Bill Robertson held a Zoom meeting earlier today to inform the media of rule changes and how the season will go on with COVID. The WCHA will have all student athletes tested at a minimum 3 times every week. Another big question mark is traveling to distances to teams like Alaska Fairbanks and Alaska Anchorage. The league says they will keep an eye on what states are doing in regards to travel restrictions. There's also been changes to overtime rules in the league. This year, overtime games will no longer start with the 5-on-5, instead going right into 3-on-3, followed by a 3-person shootout and then sudden death. Robertson said in the meeting, quote, "While everyone in the WCHA is excited that meaningful games are on the horizon, we will need to navigate the ever-changing path as we go through the schedule with the hope of completing our regular season and postseason in March." End quote. The season starts the 21st and the 25th for Tech and NMU, and I cannot wait to see them on the ice.